My mother had a way of saying my name, my full name, that made it sound like a quiet song meant only for me. It was not a call from across the house or a word spoken in haste, but a soft, deliberate melody she would hum, especially around Christmas time. She would draw me near, her warmth a comforting presence, and her voice would wrap around the syllables of my name, as if each one were precious. In those moments, I was not just her daughter, I was the subject of a beautiful, private piece of music. It was a prelude to a small, sacred ritual, one that defined the texture of my childhood and the quiet language of our love. She would hold me close, her familiar scent of lemon verbena and faint cinnamon clinging to her sweater. Her lips would move over my cheek, not pressing but hovering. A whisper of movement, a breath lighter than a feather. They barely touched my skin, creating a soft flutter that made my own eyelashes tremble. We called this a butterfly kiss, a tiny secret shared in the glow of Christmas lights, a punctuation mark at the end of a perfect day, a space of stillness entirely mine. It was always at Christmas that this ritual felt most sacred. Our tree was never the largest, but always bright, ornaments with stories, a handmade paper angel, a weathered glass bauble, a child's craft. The lights blinked gently, casting a dancing glow across the room. My father arranged gifts. My mother's cinnamon and orange cookies cooled. Outside, the world wore fresh snow and quiet. She wore a soft navy sweater. An unassuming aquamarine on her right hand caught the tree's light like a tiny captive star. Her hands told their own stories, lines from washing dishes, tending scraped knees, holding us close. She framed my face like delicate porcelain, closed her eyes, and fluttered her lashes against my cheek like a moth's wings at twilight. After one carol, usually Silent Night, she'd examine a paper angel, tuck a ribbon behind my ear, say my name once, and the butterfly kiss would arrive. No other words were needed. A hush, a shared breath and love, distilled to a single tiny motion. It was simple and it was everything. My mother cherished little gifts, believing grand gestures often miss the point. She found beauty in simplicity, a handmade soap, a plain blue notebook, a packet of marigold seeds. Lavish gifts were not necessary, she'd say. It's the small things that carry the most attention. Neat corners are like kind thoughts. They show you took your time. They show you were thinking of the person. The giving is in the care you invest. The butterfly kiss was a perfectly wrapped gift, requiring no paper, no ribbon, no box. A clementine in the toe, a short note slipped into a book, meaning hidden in the miniature. A single perfect snowflake holds the beauty of a blizzard. Her butterfly kiss was that snowflake, unique, delicate, complete. Attention is the purest generosity, the time to listen, to notice, to offer tiny acts of kindness. The soft flutter on my cheek was her undivided attention, a quiet gift that shaped who I have become. Yeah, I still carry that with me. Sound was the invisible thread that stitched our Christmases together. From the 1st of December, a small radio sang old carols, voices from another era, Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, Mahalia Jackson. My mother's singing was low and true, harmonizing quietly with the radio as she baked. It meant peace, togetherness. I can close my eyes today and hear the acoustics of our old house. The dog's contented sigh, tail thumping when a familiar voice arrived, plates clinking, water in the sink. Above all, my parents' voices, a calm river through evening, a small joke, her laugh bubbling up, soft and genuine. The music guided us, lively carol for small gifts, reverent hymn for bedtime, notes like sparks from the fireplace, hum of fridge, crackle of fire, distant church bell, ever-present carols, Today, those songs are time machines. You know, it's like the music keeps them near. There came a winter when the melody of our lives began to shift, to fall slightly out of key. The change was gradual, a slow dimming. She grew tired, a weariness sleep could not fix. The hands that wrapped gifts and held my face felt thin and fragile in my own. Her steady flame flickered. We watched, unsure, as little parts drifted like smoke. She forgot small things: sugar in the fridge, salt where sugar should be, car keys among frozen peas. She'd start a story and lose it, her eyes clouding. We learned gentle corrections, quiet patience. We kept holidays simple. Some nights she forgot silent night. Some evenings she looked at me, searching, and my name was gone. I stood very still, whispering my own name to her, hoping to coax her back to the familiar shore of our shared past. The last Christmas we shared was slow motion, each moment thin and luminous, like sunlight through frosted glass. She was very frail, sitting by the window, watching soft shapes of snow. We kept the house quiet, the music low, the light steady, living in precious borrowed time. We wrapped only one gift, a small book of poetry. Her trembling hands reached for neat corners now beyond her grasp. I placed my hands over hers. We folded together in a slow, silent dance. For a moment she smiled, then the light drifted away. Later, my father helped her rise. I knelt as I had as a little girl. She touched my hair, leaned forward, and the faintest flutter brushed my cheek, a tiny cool wind. Softer now, more fragile, but hers. I held still, keeping that small wind of love like a rare coin. That was the last one. The last butterfly kiss, the last Christmas, the last time her breath touched my skin, proof that love remains. After she was gone, the house seemed to grow, its walls expanding with the emptiness she left behind. The silence was heavy, the tree too still, its lights like orphaned stars, warmth extinguished, a chill that wasn't winter. Every object, every room, a reminder. The armchair was just a chair. The radio was silent. I found her navy sweater, the wool holding the shape of her shoulders. I wrapped it around myself. For a moment, it was real again. The lemon verbena, a hint of cinnamon. It smelled like her. It smelled like home. I cried in the quiet. Grief created a hole in the center of my life. I missed her humming and her plants, but most of all the intimate rituals, the way she said my name, her hand in my hair, that fluttering breeze. Every corner held laughter's echo, every quiet moment, her ghost. I kept looking for her in the empty chair. The world kept turning, but our center shifted. We learned to walk again in a tilted, unfamiliar home. I remember it all so clearly. In the lonely months, I sorted her things and found a small wooden box tucked away. Inside, elegant loops, recipes for chicken soup and apple pie, grocery lists, tiny reminders. Scattered among them, messages that felt like they were for me. I read them like a map back to her. One said, "For days you need light." Paper thin and delicate, a wave of love in 5 words. Another, "Remember to plant the marigolds." The one that stopped me, "Butterfly kisses." 2 words that unlocked a flood. The letters were as thin and delicate as wings. Reading them made me feel less alone. I gathered them into that wooden box, my treasure chest. On cold nights, I traced her handwriting and smiled. Proof that love had changed form, not touch or voice, but ink and paper. Small gifts of enduring affection, held like a little light. Years passed. Grief's sharp edges softened to a gentle ache of memory. One Christmas, I sat by my own tree, the house silent, the hum of the fridge, the wind whispering outside. I remembered her without a pang, with quiet longing, how her eyelashes felt on my cheek. A new thought took root. I tied a red ribbon around my finger as a reminder. I closed my eyes, took a slow breath, and touched my eyelash. It felt strange, then tender. I gave myself a butterfly kiss, an act of self-compassion. The ritual did not have to die, it was mine to keep and share. I gave butterfly kisses to those I love, my brother in hard times, my best friend in laughter, my child at bedtime. It became a shared language of tenderness, like a candle passed along. Ah, it felt right to keep it going. I am older now. My hands show the lines I remember on hers, a map of my own story. I know the neat corner, the humble gift. But more than these, I've learned the truth she taught. The smallest motions hold the biggest rooms of meaning. A butterfly kiss is no rooftop shout, but a whisper. I am here. I see you. You are not alone. When I light the tree, I feel two sets of hands, mine and hers guiding. Years gather like tree rings. Love, loss, memory, an unbroken line of small, beautiful things. The scent of cinnamon, the sound of a name sung, the glitter of a small stone in light. When I give my child a butterfly kiss, I make a promise to keep this gentle legacy alive. The proof of love isn't a monument. It is small, quiet, palm-sized, a coin of memory you can touch for warmth, a story to pass like a flame. Under the soft tree glow, I'll feel the thin breeze and think of my mother. I'll say her name, then my own, letting the ritual weave through generations. Love kept forever as a small, precious thing. A Christmas of butterfly kisses. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, share, subscribe or follow and support our channel. From everyone at Papillon Chateau, we want to wish you and yours a very happy holiday season. And remember, at Papillon Chateau, every wing tells a story.